Testing. Testing. Hello everybody, this is Becky and we are live. Awesome. Okay. Let me just make sure that all of the things are working here and everything's lighting up like it should do. But I think we're good to go. So welcome, come on in, have your drink ready. Get the pens out if you want to do some colouring alongside as well. Play along if you like. Or just fold the laundry, whatever you'd like to do. So today we are working from, mind my painty tissue, the Colorist Special Effects Marker Pens book from Helen Elliston. And today it's going to be my birthday coming up very soon, so I won't see you next week, but I wanted to do balloon. I want to do a balloon as it's the one before my birthday. And we are working today in the Ohuhu marker pad. Nice hardback book here, super smooth marker pad paper. I have got my little protector behind, and I've gone ahead and sketched out very lightly our teddy bear balloon shape that you can see there, and I added a couple of extra balloons. I'm not sure we'll get onto those today, but at some point I will turn this into a little 3 balloon thing going on here. So Ohuhu marker pens, I'm using the original brush nibs here, the Honolulu B I think they were, and these are the original color numbers, which lines up with the numbers suggested in this book. And I do have color charts available for you for free or for pay what you can in the links below in the description. And if you have the new marker pens, I have exactly the same chart with the new numbering system as well. So you can take a look at that. Right, okay, so I think we should get started. I know there's going to be some white paint pen and some fine liner pen as well, but we will bring those in when the time is ready. And if you'd want a quick flick through, these are the kind of projects you can get up to in this book. So it's really going to take your colouring level right up there, because obviously, you know, sometimes we need a little bit of inspiration, or we just need to figure out a few different ways of how to do things. Something, you know, something original and unique. Previously we did these from that book as well, so you can check out my videos if you're new here. All right, so without any more further delays, let's get started. So I'm going to start off with step 1, Y070, fill the circles, leaving a gap, leaving white highlight gaps, soften the edge of the white gaps using G030, and then I reapplied the Y070 again. Okay, so let's do that. And only the teddy bear balloon is going to be gold. The other balloons, when I get to them, I want to do in some different colors. But okay, so we're going to have a highlight here on the ear, and we're going to have a couple on here. So let me just go ahead and mark those out. Right, so let's get this filled in. And I've done my outline today with the Colorist pens from Prismacolor. Low wax content, so they're not so much of a pain for your nibs, because alcohol markers do dissolve the wax in pencils. Okay, so that is, I'm going to do well with my swatches today. So Y070. Let's take the G030 to soften these edges here. So happy, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are. Oh, I've just had a DM from a friend of mine, and I think it's actually just been somebody else's birthday. So happy birthday to Ariana, who is an amazing little colorist. And I hope you had a lovely birthday. Yeah, Ariana is a fantastic little artist, and her coloring is amazing. So keep up the good work. All right. So we have our yellows in here, and then it was going to be another pass of Y070 just to, let's see, kind of even some of this out, but not too much, I think. And Ariana, make sure you tell Daddy he's got to do some colouring as well today. Okay, there we go. So there's my teddy bear balloon coming along. Right, what's next? Okay, Y140, and we are going to zoom. Let me zoom in for you. Zoom. Okay, we are going to do these shapes coming in from the side, leaving a gap. You want to still leave a gap around the outside where the highlight is. So, and the spikes facing inwards. Really useful instruction there. Okay, so we're going to do some scribbles and flicks, I think. So scribble and flick it in. Scribbles and flick. Scribbles and flicks. Okay. So I think mine needed to be a little bit thicker than this. So I'm going to go around again and make some of those bigger. That's looking good. Right, let's do the little ears. So again, now these ones, because the ears are tucked behind, it looks like we don't need any white gap. So let's just go ahead and handle that side. And scribbles. Scribbles and flicks. Same over here. Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay, right, let's see. I've just been sent this picture. Whose picture is that? That's our birthday girl's picture, I think. Or did Daddy do it? See? What an amazing little artist you are. Especially with that happy sun. Okay, so, right, we've got our, right, are we all here? We've got our little scribbles and flicks. Use light yellows to slightly blur or soften some of that caramel colour. Alright, so we're going to go back to the Y070, so this is the one we've already used. I'm just going to add some more flicks to extend that to the middle a little bit more. And that's the fun of alcohol markers, is everything is just blending together. Okay, right. Next, Y180. And we're now adding little sections, flicks, blobs and lines to show depth. Shadow and the crimped foil edges. So we're just going to go on top with a bit more, not covering the whole thing up, but we're definitely going to bring some more depth into that. So just on the tippy toe. So, is it raining everywhere at the moment? Because it is definitely raining here in California for a few days now. And my dog hates the rain, so she does not want to go out. I've gone back to my Y070 to smudge some of that out a bit more. Okay, and let's use some of that down here on our little doohickey, whatever that is. And I bet a balloon person will tell me exactly what that is called, because I bet it's got a name. Okay. Right. I think we're now going to go on to the crimped section around the outside. The outer edge. Apply curves to create a scalloped edge around the balloon. Use yellow first, then the caramel colors for shadow. So, okay, let's take the Y070. And if you do your pointy end away, this should work. And just kind of like do a wiggly line. Wiggly line, wiggly line. Okay, and then we will do the Y180. For each of these sections, I'll use the Y140 to then blur those out a bit more, blending it into the yellow but leaving a bit of the yellow. Okay. And of course, if you know me by now, you'll know that this will all come together when we add the white on at the end. So, white paint pens. Keep a stash of them. Okay. And if any of those lines are a bit harsh, I can just go back with the yellow. I can even round some of them off if I want it more whoop-de-woo. Okay. Zoom in, zoom, there we go. That's how mine's looking. Okay, but we're not done yet, because now we are going to take in the even darker brown, which is E460. And this one's going to really bring the contrast in. So, it's really chocolatey. Nom 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 nom. Okay, give more contrast to the creases and the trimmed edge. So this is where we risk going a little bit overboard. So keep it sparing. We've got some patches and some flicks down the creases. So let's have that as darker. That one, that one, that one. And let's get some scribbles. Do the same for up here. And okay, I need to bring that down a little bit more. There we go. Okay, I think that'll do for all of the bits on the insides. So let me try and just add a little bit here and there on our little ruffles. Okay, there we go. That's how it's looking. And I was looking at the little faces that Helen gave us, and I think I'm going to try, I think I want to do this little face later on. Which I think is about where we're at now, because we're at the black fine liner pen now. So I have a very, very fine micron, 0.1. It's going to be, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so draw thin lines to darken some of the crease lines. Add some black as shadow to where the ears join the head. Okay, right, well, let's try that then. And down this ear. I'm also fine with not having too much line, so I'm just going to gently skip along the edge here. So I'm not doing a properly solid line. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to do the face now, because when we go over with the white, I want the highlights to go over the black line as well. So let me try and line this up. So we want, I'll do it in pencil first. I want like a squashed bean shape. Yeah, something like that. With like a triangle but with round edges. And then 2 ovals for the eyes. Okay, I'm going to take my bigger micron here. This is the big one, the 12. do his eyes, and we'll leave a circle for the highlight. Ah, I made it really wonky. I've got a wonky bear face. That's okay. Okay, but he still looks cute. I think he looks cuter with the wonky face. Okay, white pen. I'm using my Posca here. Right, so it's going to be, let me definitely get the whites in here. We're still following that same shape, but we're going to do more in this section. And over here. A little bit around the outer edge. He looks so cute. Right. Couple of touches on the ruffles. And should I put a little sparkle? I think I will put a little sparkle. Let's have one right here. I'm going to go up that way, down here. Just in a nice big cross. And let's have a smaller one here. There we go, right, let me zoom in. There we go. That's how my little bears come out. Okay, so that is the whole tutorial for that balloon. And I'm thinking we've got some time left, so I might just quickly do the plain balloon, and yeah, and then let me see what would be a good, because that one shouldn't be too difficult. And I'm going to do a purple one, kind of like this color here. So it's going to be purple with a bit of a pink on the shine. So it's looking like this combination here. And I'm going to need a darker purple in there as well. So maybe I'll grab these ones and take it into the P5. So RV160. P5. Right. RV160, P3, V080, and P5. Okay, so make a note of those. Start with this light one, and I'm just going to save a little section here for the highlight, but let's go ahead and color the whole thing. And to soften that, if you're blending into white, this is a good use of the blender pens. So I can just go over that a few times. I think this pen is dry. Okay, let me try a different one. Okay. Wow, yeah, Illustrator's dried out. Let's see if the Ohuhu still has ink in it. Oh look, yes it does. Okay, so that's just the colorless blender. All right. Hello, Colouring View. How are you? Thank you very much. We've just finished our teddy bear balloon here, and I'm just going to sneak in an extra little side character for this picture. Alright, so I'm going to start with the next colour down now, so the P3. And we want to leave a shine on the outside this one will go all the way around. But we're also going to curve around where that highlight is there. And we'll assume another kind of highlight over on that side too. V080, we're going to do the bottom. Like so. And again, we'll take it in a little bit more. And then I've got the P5, which is super dark. And we're just gonna kind of cradle that on the bottom and just put a little dot at the top. But now I'm gonna blend all of that back through. Okay, so going back down now. And back down to the next one, P3. Down one more. Okay. Well, that is definitely looking like a balloon, which is a good sign. Just going to tidy up some of that. Alright, and I feel like I want to bring this down a bit more. Okay, let's zoom in on that. There we go. And I think I still need a little bit more softening just around that highlight. So I can work that a little bit more. back into the Colorist. Like so. There we go. And I think we just want a bit of highlight on that with the white pen. So let's make sure that we have a nice white shine going on in here. And a few little dots like that. So very subtle. And why don't we turn one of those into a sparkle as well? Down. Bish, bish. Ta-da! Okay, 2 balloons. And I think that's about all we'll have time for today. What I'll probably do is do the red one, do a red heart with the same foiling idea around the edge. Just looking at my color chart here, and yeah, I can match up some of the really dark reds, a nice bright red. And then because these are kind of like metallic-y, like the pearlescence kind of balloons, I would use more of an orangey red for the highlight, just like how here I went for more of a pinky purple in the lighter highlight and more of a blue in the darker areas. And this is another way this color family chart works really well, is because I can either stick to a family, or if I want that kind of iridescent color shift look to it, I can take darks from either this direction, or vice versa with the lights. So, and you could even do 3-way. You could do like a 3-way tone if you wanted to take your middle color from one family and then take a lighter tone from one direction and a darker tone from, you know, from lower on. Yeah, so there's different ways you can play around with color. But yeah, so happy birthday to everybody celebrating birthdays. And I am going to sign off now, and hopefully I will see you all again soon. So just to recap, this is the Ohuhu marker pad. And we were working today with the Colorist Special Effects book from Helen Elliston. And yeah, join me again next, oh no, not next Sunday. Next Sunday I have family visiting from England. They're flying over, so I won't be around next weekend, but I will see you the weekend after that. Stay safe, happy colouring, and I'll see you soon.